Hey guys, it's Emily Gear, multidimensional channel and transformative energy healer. And I've been away for a while. Thanks guys for hanging on and for checking in on me. I've been doing okay. I have been exhausted, partially due to the energies, partially due to the way that I conduct my life, which is crazy. I also got injured last Wednesday, which was 7/17, and my right shoulder got twisted in a really unfortunate way in Krav Maga class, and somebody attempted to throw me in a way they never should have. So I've been resting up, and my energy has not been great. So he did want to come on and check in. I will be doing your weekly report very soon, but I did want to say hi, let you know that I'm doing okay. And also, I've been receiving a channeled message that has been coming through very strongly. In some ways, I've been trying to ignore it, but here goes. So essentially, I myself and many of you are Indigos, essentially. And what that means to me, and this may mean something different to you, so it's okay if your definition is a little different than mine. But what that means to me is that we have a very special purpose and type of energy. I feel that in some ways I've transcended that original blueprint that I brought into this lifetime, where as an indigo, I was very much challenging a lot of authority. I've always done a lot of social justice work, a lot of justice work in any sense. I mean, if you'll remember that I run an animal rescue and spent many years building that. And so we may all be a little different in what we fight for, but we're fighters at the core of it. So no matter where you are in the world, you're certainly not immune to hearing the news in the United States and the way that the political scene has been happening around us. And I'm somebody who does not typically watch the news because I find it to be garbage, but I do very strongly react to things that I consider to be unjust or simply wrong in our society, no matter where it's taking place in the world. And my default reaction is rage sometimes, and wanting to go do something. And then I'm somebody who will back that up. I will go do something. You know, I've created an entire business organization around saving animals from situations where, you know, we humans have endangered them and not treated them as the divine creatures they are. So that goes to that also goes to human beings, and when they're treated in a way that's not fair, when they're not treated as the divine beings they are, when they're not treated equally as other human beings, whether that's because of race or gender or sexual orientation or immigration status or literally anything else. Now, I don't want to talk about my politics here, but I do want to say that I have been very triggered as an indigo in this last, for several years now. Probably most of my lifetime, let's just be honest. But these last couple of weeks have been really challenging for me personally, and probably for you as well. And now, getting to the channeled message. The message that I received was that, you know, our job as indigos is very important. However, we are to be transcending that into the 5D. And while we should not stay silent about situations in which people are being marginalized or hurt or threatened, we absolutely must come at it from a position of unconditional love. And what does that mean? That does not mean you have to like every person in the world. But I think of it in terms, because I grew up Catholic and I no longer practice the Catholic faith, but I like to think of it in terms of kind of what would Jesus do? Like, Jesus loved everyone. He wasn't always likable, and he didn't always act like he liked everyone. And that may be controversial. I'm not really trying to argue that point necessarily, but my feeling is that You might be completely disgusted by your friends or neighbors' opinions on a matter, and yet um, we cannot react with the rage that we might have in the past. We have to react with the knowledge and understanding that those people are part of the same whole, that we and those that we perceive to be marginalized are also part of. And we have to look at it from that higher perspective. When we channel our rage, we are actually feeding the machine of fear, of separation, of discrimination. And we cannot do that. It's our job to create a society of oneness. So absolutely stand up for those who are marginalized, those who cannot speak up for themselves, those who are imprisoned, those who are judged by their nationality, the language they speak, the color of their skin, their sexuality or their sexual orientation, excuse me. Actually, sexuality is also a valid thing to talk about, but they're reminding me right now to say it's not us versus them. It is really all about integrating the oneness. And so I know this is a very difficult thing. I'm probably triggering a lot of you. And I am not 100% sure how this plays out in reality, but they have been very clear with me not to feed that energy, not to feed that machine, and yet to speak out with love for those who need our help. Okay? So I feel that there's more to say on this topic, but it's not coming to me now. So I will definitely come back on when I'm ready to speak further. But please take that to heart at this time, because it's only going to be, I do feel that it is going to be more and more intense. Number one, as the American election draws nearer, but also throughout the world. This is something that is happening globally. It is not just the United States, all right? So I hope that this message is accepted in the unconditional love that it was intended, and that I'm not overly triggering any of you, not criticizing any of you. But we do have to be aware of the energy that we're putting out, even when our intentions are of the highest and best order, okay? All right, guys, I will be back soon with an energy update. Until then, love you very much. Thank you so much for your likes and comments, shares and subscribes. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're interested in a reading or energy healing, Akashic Records reading, or anything like that from me, please feel free to reach out to me via my website, which is IamEmilyGear.com. Okay, guys? Until next time, see you later. Bye.